Three mass shootings in a span of 24 hours, Rhode Island, Australia, and right here in Brooklyn, prompting heightened security all across the city.
Yeah, keeping the city safe a top priority, especially during the holiday season, right? And joining us this morning is a security specialist and former NYPD officer, Tarik Sheppard. So Tarik, thank you for being here. Good to see you again.
Good morning.
There's so much to talk about because there's three different shootings that played out, right? Let's begin with the investigation into Brown University, where that gunman is still at large, and any information that police have not yet released that you know about.
Yeah, what I think you have there is you have an investigation. You may not have established probable cause yet, and so we have to wait until the forensics come back to determine who is the shooter here. And
if they had someone in custody.
They had a person of interest, and it's critical that they use that term. A lot of people get frustrated by that. But until you establish the probable cause on the actual homicide, you have a certain amount of time that you have to show the judge that you have enough to charge a person. If you don't, you have to let them go. It could turn out that that certain person is going to be arrested for the crime, is in fact our shooter. Or maybe there's something else leading them to someone else. We have to wait until we find out from the authorities up there what they have. But I believe we're going to look at this and say they just didn't have enough to establish probable cause on the actual shootings yet.
So for the fact that they haven't kept the school under lockdown or anything like that, does that lead you kind of to believe that this may be the right person?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why.
Yeah.
And I'm also confident that when you have a task force like that with the U.S. Marshals, FBI, the technology that they have, I believe that they will on to the right person, but establishing probable cause sometimes takes a little bit longer.
Yeah. So how's our area responding? What are the universities in our area doing?
One of the things about New York City is we have great force multipliers here. We have a large population, we have a lot of agencies that work in this area, and one of the things we do is work well with our university and college campus police and security personnel. So I think they do already a good job of making sure that they're running drills for active shooter and preparing for these scenarios.
Yeah.
Many of them have upgraded their technology in the past, because that's a key piece to keeping these university and campuses safe, is technology. And it's getting better and better every year, and so I see a lot of updates going on there. Many of them have ex-NYPD, Secret Service, FBI, who's running their security apparatus on these campuses. So very confident in the security that we have in our universities and colleges around New York City.
What played out in Hanukkah celebration in Sydney, Australia, really created worldwide reaction to that situation, including right here in our area. And we often hear that when something happens around the world, you step up security, specifically at area synagogues or wherever the incident may have been, this instance of synagogues. Why is that? How long does it last, especially now that we're in Hanukkah?
Yeah, well, think about New York City. We are the melting pot. Everything that happens around the globe affects New York City. You have the NYPD with the biggest profile in local law enforcement on the globe. And so we have to constantly be monitoring what's happening around the world. That way we can react and keep all of the people that we have in the city safe. And so when you think about transportation hubs, shopping corridors, or just places where there's large gatherings of people like Times Square, we have a huge responsibility here to keep them safe. And one of the ways we do that is monitor the temperature and what's happening around the world. So we have to continue to do that. It goes through the holiday season, but that's really New York City's priority every single day.
When you say step up a patrol around synagogues, is it because you're worried about a copycat?
It's not just a copycat, it's just that it is a threat.
Yeah.
There are constant threats, and people say credible all the time. Most of the time you don't know it's credible until it happens, right? And so we have to make sure that we are just protecting all New Yorkers, but especially when you look around the globe and see during the holiday season that Jewish communities are at a higher level of threat than others. But we have to protect everybody. So we don't have a retaliation shooting, maybe in the Muslim community, or that we just don't have somebody who is mentally ill going into a place that's occupied by a lot of people and doing some kind of attack there, whether it's terrorism or just an active shooter.
Yeah, and real quickly, we want to switch gears and talk about a shooting here at home, that Sweet 16 party over the weekend, several people injured. Do you feel like these private event spaces need to have more security, increased security?
Yeah, I don't think it would have made a difference in this shooting here, but I do think there's something to consider, to put it in the toolbox to keep all of these events safe. Here you have 6 teenagers, all between the ages of 15 and 17 shot. And whether the injuries are life-threatening or not doesn't matter, right? These are babies, and they're at a Sweet 16 party. we should expect that they should be able to come home safely. And one of the things that we have to do in these events is when you are having a party like this, you should be able to communicate with your local precinct and let them know. And usually what the precinct commander will do is they will assign some sort of coverage to stop in there a few times, or if they could sit there as long as they can to make sure that the people who are coming and going are safe.
Why do you think it wouldn't have made a difference?
Well, I just think that when you look at these shooters, they came there, there's no police presence, just having security presence. For these shooters, it probably would not have been a deterrent. They would have shot whether or not they saw some guy standing out there with a security jacket or not. The police, it's their job to keep this city safe from fear, crime, and disorder, and that's who you need to partner up with and make sure that they're aware that a party like this is happening, and that precinct commander could have assigned some coverage there if they would have known about this and made those people safer.
All right, Tarik, we're going to leave it there. You're on this side of things now. Do you miss the other side of things?
Well, when you have a weekend like this, you always miss it. You want to come back and make and do what you can to help and make people safe, but also
You're saying you're going to come back?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I have not been reached out to come back, but you know, I always do miss the action.
Well, it's great to see you.
And I miss you guys.
Oh, we miss you too. Have a great holiday.
Always welcome back here.
Happy holidays.